You're watching Inside Automotive with Jim Fitzpatrick.
Hey everyone, Jim Fitzpatrick. Thanks so much for joining me on another edition of Inside Automotive right here at the CBT Automotive Network. This summer, CDK Global faced a very serious challenge, a cyber incident that disrupted operations and raised concerns about cybersecurity really throughout the industry. Today we're joined by the CEO of CDK, Mr. Brian McDonald, for the first time since the incident here on CBT News, where I want to get caught up as to where CDK stands today. So Brian, thank you so much for joining us on the show. I know that you've had, as we just talked before we got recording, a very eventful and challenging summer, to say the least, right?
Yeah, first of all, Jim, it's always great to be with you, and thanks for having me on
Sure.
the show today. So you're absolutely right. On June 19th, CDK was attacked by a bad actor.
Yeah.
As you would expect, CDK monitors our networks 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
And we noticed some anomalous activity on our network. Very quickly, we realized that this was a bad actor with malicious intent, and we, out of an abundance of caution, shut down our entire network because we did not want to run the risk of effectively impacting all of our dealer partners, OEMs, sure, and other partners. And then we went about cleansing and safe proofing, if you will, mm-hmm, our entire environment to bring it back up, to bring everything back up. And first and foremost, our number one priority was that we would bring our dealers and our OEM partners back up in a safe manner. Mm-hmm. That was the most important thing for us, and that their respective data, their customers' data, their employees' data, would be safe and secure. And so we went through this process, and very happy to report. We reported a couple weeks ago that no dealer consumer data or dealer employee data or CDK employee data was impacted by this horrific event. And as I say, this was a horrific event for our dealers, yeah, for our employees, for the entire industry. But at the same time, Jim, it speaks to the resiliency of this industry, right?
Yeah,
sure. That I was talking to a number of dealers, and when dealers said, "Look, this is," I kind of feel like we've been through three major events, yeah, in my career in our industry: the financial crisis, mm-hmm, COVID, and the CDK cyber event. And yeah, so this was horrific for our industry, horrific for our customers, but again, with the resiliency of our customers and our employees. Our employees were so committed to get dealers back up and running. We had employees sleeping on the floor. We had to literally send employees home, send them back to hotels.
Wow.
So they could rest and be safe.
Sure.
And our employees were just so committed to get dealers back up and running in a safe and secure manner, which obviously we were successful in doing.
Yeah, for sure. I during that period of time, I interviewed the presidents of some of your competitors, and they were very quick to point out that this could happen to any company. So nobody was out there, dancing on anybody's situation and saying it wouldn't happen here. And I think everybody echoed that same sentiment, at least the dealers that I spoke to around the country, that said, yeah, it was a terrible thing, but who's out there saying that they're going to guarantee that this wouldn't happen to them? I mean, it's would you agree with that? I mean, it's just one of those things.
Well, no, I mean, I'm on the board of a company, a large Canadian oil company, which had a cyber event, all public, about 9 or 10 months ago. I mean, I just read recently that 21% of the S&P 500 companies have had a cyber event last year. So you think about that. You think about, this is the S&P 500. These are the biggest companies in America. So if it's mathematically, if it's 20% in a year, over 5 years, that would suggest that virtually every company will have a cyber event in the S&P 500, or some of them may have two. So it's
Sure.
very unfortunate. It's a part of business. I think we at CDK do everything we can to protect our environment, and having the constant monitoring, the appropriate technology,
Hmm.
practices, policies. But unfortunately, these things happen. There's a lot of bad actors. These things happen, and as I said to my employees when I was raising my kids, I sometimes would tell my kids, especially when they were teenagers, that bad things happen to good people.
Yeah.
And I think what I said to our employees was that bad things happen to good companies and good industries, and it's not so much about what happens, but it's about how you respond to it.
Right.
And I couldn't be prouder of the CDK team and the way that we rose up to get our dealers back online in a safe and secure manner. And I'm also incredibly proud of what I saw our dealer customers do in terms of
Hmm.
innovation and things that they did to service their customers. I was, as you would imagine, in constant contact with numerous dealers, OEMs, partners, et
Sure.
cetera, through the event, and just seeing the resiliency of the industry and the innovation of the industry to get through an event like this was really special. It
Yeah,
was
no,
really
no question
special
about it. Well,
to see that.
it seems your efforts and your team's efforts didn't go unnoticed. Had the pleasure to speak with a number of the presidents and CEOs of large automotive groups. One was Jeff Dyke at Sonic Automotive Group, and I asked him on air, how would you rate the job that CDK has done since the event with regard to support and communication and such, and he said on a scale from 1 to 10, probably an 8, 9, or even a 10. So it seems as though a number of people in the industry, those that are running companies and running dealer groups, were pretty pleased with the way CDK came through on this. Now, I'm not speaking for all of them, but I did speak to 2 or 3 very large auto groups, and they all pretty much said the same thing. So kudos to
Yeah,
you
look,
for.
we're yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Look, we're partners, with all of our dealers, and their success is our success, and vice versa. And as I said, this was a horrific event for them, a horrific event for us, for our entire industry.
Hmm.
But I can honestly say that we did the best we could in terms of recovery. I think comparing our recovery. We had lots of third-party advisors and expert help, kind of through this event.
Right.
We've been told our recovery time and our getting everybody back up was well inside the benchmarks. Very very good performance. And again, I bring that back to the incredible commitment that the CDK employees have to our dealers in this industry.
That's great. That's fantastic. Well, now that that's behind us and behind you, more importantly than us, but that's great. So talk to us about what CDK is focused on now as we move towards the end of the year here.
Yeah, so we're back to what I like to call investing and innovating. One of the things we're doing, post the cyber event, when I saw how our teams could collaborate and what they could accomplish through the event, I went to my shareholder, Brookfield, which is a very supportive shareholder, and said, I think we can move even faster on our innovation. So, we invest, well over $200 million a year in R&D and
Wow.
IT, which is more than the revenue of most of our competitors.
Sure.
And I went to Brookfield and I said, look, I really think we can go faster in the innovation that we're doing, and so we're actually increasing our investment in innovation around seamless workflows. I know we talked last year when we rolled out the dealership experience platform. We now have well over 1,000 dealers using that. We continue to innovate that platform for more seamless workflows. We have a modern retail suite, which we continue to innovate. And fixed operations, we have a fixed operations suite, which is obviously a very important area of the business right now, given what's happening with profitability around new sales and new sales volume.
That's right.
And so we've introduced some really good new capabilities in our fixed op suite around booking and cashiering. And in a few weeks, we're going to have a very exciting event on October 22nd. We're going to have our fourth annual CDK Connect, where we basically roll out some new products. We tease some things for NADA, and we just do a kind of a general business update. So it's a very short event. It's designed for our dealership employees who are very busy, as you know. So we'll have an hour-long session with some demos and some breakout sessions on October 22nd. And that will be a really good setup for NADA, which is coming really fast and later this year.
That's right. That's right. So let me talk to you about artificial intelligence. Is CDK using this latest technology to help dealers? I mean, it's all the rage out there. So.
Yeah, CDK has been using artificial intelligence and machine learning for quite some time, and I always like to joke that artificial intelligence without data is just artificial, and nobody has more data. Nobody has more data and market relevant data than CDK.
Yeah.
And so really where our focus is at, Jim, is how do you take that data? How do you get learnings from that? And put that in your products, right? Not like something that's over there on the shelf that you have to go pull off and then see, okay, what does AI tell me I should do off the shelf? Right. It's more like, how do you get that into the workflow and the product? So for example, we use AI to identify customers' propensity to buy. And so you can have a better view of propensity to buy. In our fixed operations workflow, we have us using artificial intelligence and machine learning, parts that are most likely to fail on a vehicle, services that are most likely to come up. So when the customer's in front of you, you can say, hey, this vehicle that you have may have this issue in the next 6 months, 9 months. Can we take care of it today for you? Yeah. And so I think I like our teams to be very pragmatic about how we bring AI to life in our products in a way that helps dealership employees, be more efficient, be more helpful in the moment. Sure. And then the last part of AI that we're very proud of, we have what's called AIVA, AIVA. We call it AIVA, and it's a virtual assistant. For scheduling appointments or doing tasks, and that's very powerful. Again, very pragmatic, and built into our workflows. So there's a lot there. There's more coming, and we'll see at CDK Connect some demos of our reporting and using AIVA. Sure. Being able to ask some questions about your business, and get some very quick answers for executive leadership and dealerships, et cetera. Sure. Are you telling me that in the future I'm going to be sitting here interviewing Ava instead of anybody from CDK? Yes. It'll just be a hologram, right? She might have better answers than me. So it's crazy. It's really AI, incredible, though. It's really incredible. This technology. Yeah, very exciting. It's moving very quickly. I mean, Ava, I think it's 52 languages that she can converse in, and she can. Incredible. She can go. You can ask her something in Chinese, and she'll answer, and then you can switch to Spanish, and so it's this technology is moving very, very quickly. That's fantastic. Hey, you mentioned NADA, the NADA show in January, which is approaching quickly. What do you think is going to be on the dealers' minds as they come into the show in January? Yeah, I think efficiency for sure, right? Because I think profitability, while it's still pretty good, is down from COVID, obviously. Yeah, for sure. But still pretty good. But I think given the the difficulty dealers have attracting and retaining people, turnover. Yeah. I think efficiency is going to be really important. How does my technology help me drive process efficiency and ultimately a better retail consumer experience? I think innovation around AI, again, back to kind of efficiency and better consumer experiences. Yeah. And then I think also modern retail. I think we had a sort of a spike, if you will, during COVID around selling online, which is now kind of tailed off a little bit. But there's no doubt that, each and every year going forward, more consumers will want to do more of the transaction online.
Yeah.
They may not want to do the entire transaction online,
Right.
but they'll want to do more and more of the transaction online, and
Right.
there'll be more and more of those people. So I think there'll be interest in the evolution of modern retailing and how that fits together to drive a better consumer experience.
Yeah, for sure. Brian McDonald, the hardest working man in the retail automotive industry and CEO of CDK Global. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. Very much appreciated, and I appreciate you giving us the update on where things stand. And sounds like you had a lot of very exciting things going on.
Thanks, Jim. Always a pleasure to be with you, and hope to see you soon.
Likewise. Thanks so much.
Thanks for watching Inside Automotive with Jim Fitzpatrick.